Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes here on the Daybreak Show as we continue our in-studio interviews. And we're happy during our focus on Shelton right now, presented by our Community Credit Union, to have the new Public Works Director for the city in, Jay Harris. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, nice to meet you here, and definitely, I'm sure, some interesting ways that you are being exposed to the city here with these interviews and just being out and about a month and a half on the job. And first off, what brought you to Shelton? What did you see in the listing that thought you to challenge yourself here?
Yeah, so I was the Public Works Director for the city of Newburgh, which is about 25,000 people, a little bigger than this community. And I saw this listing come up. Our family has a homestead in Oakville, which is population 500 at best. And it's from the 1870s, and we have the old 1882 farmhouse that I've been working on for 10 years. And I saw this listing come up, and it's like, you know, I get to move to where I really want to live. And that's with, we have 50 orchard trees, the old farmhouse, a big rhododendron garden, and about 80 acres. And so it's like, you know, I need to just start winding down a little bit and get to a place that I love, which is Oakville, and then be employed, obviously. The drive isn't the best. I do get to drive the Chehalis River. I come Highway 12 and come in that way every day and just enjoy the drive every day. And then getting home every night is I have a sense of place.
When you look at the landscape of the city of Shelton and some of the great successes over the last year with moving uptown on 7th there as we get to the intersection by the library and then heading up to Olympic Highway North, some great wins by the city over the last couple of years. How do you see yourself able to put your mark on this moving forward?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is getting to proactive maintenance procedures. A lot of cities get caught up into reactive maintenance. That's where water lines are having issues and you're repairing a lot of things and you're just chasing a lot of different projects. So I like planned maintenance. And so like with the street project, continue doing things like that. Continue paving roadways, continue replacing water lines and sewer lines. Meter infrastructure is, we're still manually reading meters. Go electronic with those sorts of things. Having asset management and a work order system is really important. That way, if we show up and do some repairs on a fire hydrant or a water valve or a water meter or a street sign, we actually have a picture of that asset and we show the last time we were there, what we did to it this time, and then maybe some other future planned maintenance. So we take a asset management system, and it builds institutional knowledge. So as people work 20 years somewhere, they build a lot of institutional knowledge. This system will have it all in there. So the day one employee will have a tremendous advantage and a huge knowledge base of the city assets.
Sure. Yeah, be able to digitize that. Somebody rolls up on their first week on the job, look at a picture perhaps, and this is how it's been over the years.
That's
correct. Great idea.
Yeah.
The city has benefited over the last couple of years too about some great grant partnerships and not having to pony up a whole heck of a lot of money for some of these. You continue on with those trends with grant writing and stuff?
Sure. Keep up with the grant writing and grant programs and grant compliance too. When you receive a grant, you know, you have to spend the money in the proper ways, on time, on budget, and for the things that were in the grant itself. And so we have grant compliance we need to meet. We also can look at the rate revenue that we're bringing in and make sure that with grants and with the rate funds that we're able to mix dollars and get projects out through different funding sources and accomplish much more with the limited resources that we have.
Yeah, there's some great just partnerships with state DOT, the fact that the roads run through and the highways, there's good partnerships there. You're coming in, obviously, at a very difficult time. Revenues in the city are way down, and so I'm sure the Public Works Department, like most other departments, are going to have to really look closely at their budgets And this is something you're just going to have to, basically, you're falling right into this thing.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, so we have gone through some budget exercise cuts. We're implementing some of those cuts right now. The city manager had us look at 30% cuts to our budget. And then we're looking as revenue comes in, because we don't know how long this is all going to last. So right now we were targeting some larger cuts. We're not quite seeing that right now to date, but we're prepared in the background to respond. Obviously, there'll be some curtailments of some services. Right now, city employees are on a day furlough every week, and that might end in the future, as better numbers, revenue numbers come in. But we're prepared to respond and keep the service to the city, the public works services for everybody, and be robust. We're working on some goal setting right now. Where are we today? Where do we want to be 5 years from now? And budget plays a big role in that. And so we'll be working with the city council and other people in the management team to get those 5-year goals adopted and try to achieve some of those. So technology was one of them. I spoke about that. I spoke about people, workers, that city employees, is how to make them better at their jobs, and then how does the customer benefit from all that, and really plan out our 5-year capital programs, for water, transportation, sewer, storm drainage, and our fleet division also, and really work on 5 years worth of budgeting and needs, and really get to a proactive mode of better people, better vehicles, better technology, improve relationships with the customer.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the city. You picked an interesting time to come on into the city of Shelton, but again, it would have been just anywhere else, of course. And thanks for coming in studio, and I know we'll talk more as projects come along. And if I know one thing about the residents here, they like to be informed, and they like to let you know, too, what their thoughts are on projects that are coming through. So, Jay Harris, new Public Works Director for the City of Shelton, during our Focus on Shelton, presented by our great friends at our Community Credit Union. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you for the opportunity.